Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Lily. You guys probably remember me from some of the footage you guys saw of Rhode Island Comic Con on our website and on YouTube.
And you're watching the first episode of ComicsVerse's new weekly comic news show. The Comic Book Legal Defense Fund issued a statement on Friday, January 6th, on Simon & Schuster's publication of Dangerous, a memoir by Breitbart writer and alt-right poster boy Milo Yiannopoulos. The statement supports the right to boycott the book, but it also says that the suppression of noxious ideas does not defeat them. Only vigorous disagreement can counter toxic speech, which I don't know what that means in the context of boycotting. Like, what is boycotting but the disagreement of toxic speech? Anyway, folks were angry that CBLDF didn't take a stronger stance against Simon & Schuster, which led to them issuing another statement the next day, which tried to clarify that their previous statement is not an endorsement of Yiannopoulos' ideas, nor a criticism of those who speak out against them, going on to say that often attempts to suppress abhorrent thoughts do the opposite, and serve to embolden those who express such ideas. Right. And yeah, there honestly was no way for CBLDF to win this one. It's a legal defense fund that deals in issues of free speech all the time, and if they weighed in, they were going to have to toe the line if they wanted to avoid upsetting the majority of comic book readers and publishers. Regardless, maybe lecturing people on how to respond to the validation of Yiannopoulos' offensive, hateful style of discourse was not the, best way to go. Greg Weisman, co-creator of the DC animated series Young Justice, confirmed in a tweet what he had hinted at back in 2012, that there are already LGBT characters in Young Justice. A win for representation in cartoons for sure, but doesn't leave much speculation as to who it could be, since Aqualad was already revealed to be gay in the comics. Obviously, it could be someone else on the team, but regardless, in light of shows like Legend of Korra and Steven Universe, this is a step worth celebrating, as the nerdier side of cartoons seems to more willingly embrace queer characters. A queer character in the televised DC universe, on a show meant for kids and adults at that, is definitely a pretty big deal.
Today's Marvel feature release is Inhumans vs. X-Men series, which is returning for their, third issue, but the first was number 0, so this is number 2. Now, for those unfamiliar, Marvel has yet again decided that heroes are better off fighting each other than fighting villains. This time, the Inhumans are fighting the X-Men in a post-secret war world. Writers tend to have a hard time justifying why any two heroes would ever come to blows, but the stakes are high, since the X-Men and the Inhumans are unable to survive while the other one exists. Charles Soule and Jeff Lemire's story felt like it was more about teasing and table setting, but with the X-Men moving full steam ahead with their daring plan, this issue promises to do less table setting and more table flipping, I guess. In addition, we'll be seeing new issues of All New Wolverine, Captain America Steve Rogers, The Amazing Spider-Man, Silk, Squirrel Girl, Daredevil, Deadpool, Guardians of the Galaxy, Jessica Jones, Thor, Uncanny Avengers, and more.
On the DC side, we're featuring the return of All-Star Batman with its 6th issue and a new storyline, starring the one and only Mr. Freeze. This is following a pretty bonkers arc from Scott Snyder involving Two-Face, serums, a bunch of other baddies, and a runaway steamboat casino. Snyder always delivers something new with the Caped Crusader, and with a summary that includes the sentence, Mr. Freeze attempts to extract the world's oldest ice core and bring humanity to a new ice age, color us excited. This week also has a new issue of the excellent Deathstroke, Action Comics, New Superman, Flash, Justice League vs. Suicide Squad, Supergirl and Superwoman, Suicide Squad proper, as well as Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, and Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. Moving on to the indies, Dark Horse's Angel Cappered Volume 2 dropped some preview pages this week, and they're definitely worth checking out. This volume of Margaret Atwood's comic is coming out Valentine's Day. Margaret Atwood's comic. Sorry, I never thought I'd get to say that.
The Great Boom Studios will be releasing Lady Castle #1 on the 25th, which looks really good. It's a gender-flipped Arthurian monster adventure written by Delilah S. Dawson with art by Ashley A. Woods. And we're dying to get our hands on this. We forced it on the show 2 weeks early so we could talk about it, but that's all they're gonna let us say. IDW also has a new gem coming out, a Lock and Key re-release. Another issue of Batman, TMNT, along with a bunch of others we'll be talking about later this month.
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw here, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out ComicsVerse.com to find podcasts, reviews, interviews, videos on everything, from comics to movies to television to politics. Check out our socials as well, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Formspring, MySpace.
The ComicsVerse Comics News Show will be coming to you guys every Wednesday, where we'll bring you the best comics news stories and new releases and much more.
Before we leave you, we here at ComicsVerse know our audience is full of a bunch of smart, thoughtful folks. So we thought we'd leave you a question at the end of each episode to munch on. This question this week is, what's an organization like CBLDF's responsibility to free speech? And how do you think that gets complicated by someone as polarizing as Milo? Answer these questions however you like in the comments below, and it may get featured on the next episode. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week. And remember, comics are awesome. That's not very good, is it?
They are awesome, but I think we should definitely leave that last part to
you
me
could just
for
do that
next time. Thanks for watching, guys.